So what's the plan?
Where? Moskvin wasn't bullshitting this time. The Red Line's advancing on 3 sides. My brothers in arms, I am not a man for speeches, but here it is. You are the most dedicated, most courageous soldiers in the Metro. Each of you is worth 5 reds. If you simply do the job you were trained to do, we'll win this battle. Sparta! To battle! Sparta!
So last chance to use weaponry. I don't think the stealth weaponry actually serves any point at this point. How about compressed air? What? Oh, no, I didn't actually want to do that. Everything is free, it's more about choose your own weapon thing. I think we'll keep the weapons we have. The assault rifle might be better to switch to this. Great range, very precise. I'm more or less happy with our weaponry though. We must stop Corbett, prevent him from taking D6. If we fail all we've been through after the war, all the hardships we braved surviving all these years, all the sacrifices, everything would have been in vain. Could it be that the spring that has finally melted the decades-old ice on the surface, promising us a new hope of leaving the darkness of the underground and reaching out to the sun again, is also in vain? Could it happen that there won't be anyone left to welcome that spring? I can't believe this. Hope still lives while the Order holds D6, while even a single one of us still draws breath. We will stop Corbett at any cost, for our friends and families, for the whole of the Metro, for the spring we've all been waiting for the future. Why do I have this weapon? Yeah, this is not the weapon I wanted. It's gone! It's gone forever! Fuck! Guess I'll take the rifle then. Might as well. I could use as at least a different type of ammunition. Definitely want a sniper sight. I'm not sure night vision is the correct one, but we're fighting in tunnels. We're more or less want just a long distance rifle basically. It's using a different ammunition type, so that's something. Can I get more ammunition?
Demo squad, that's enough! Get back here!
Check your gear. Shoes tied, zippers up.
Get ready, people.
not sure there's a good place to fire. They're running. Can't see shit. Who the fuck came on top of me? I guess we hold them out long enough. I'm not quite sure what I'm supposed to fire though. I mean, what exactly the fucking tank am I supposed to fire at? What the fuck am I supposed to shoot at? People keep bitching, but I'm not exactly getting instructions here. What exactly am I supposed to shoot? Yeah, there's a tank firing us. It seems to come out of cover from time to time, but nothing is working. There's no indication of what I'm supposed to shoot. No one is giving me any kind of direction about where to shoot either. It just...
Tanks! They've got tanks! Tanks!
Shit! Artyom! Knock those tanks out before they get us over! Second platform!
I have no idea where to shoot. I mean, there's nothing red. There's something. Shoot the tires, right. What next? What a load of bullshit.
They don't have tanks!
They're falling back! We won! We beat them! We really did! You don't fuck with Rangers!
Don't get too cocky! They're still strong! Report the situation, Sergeant.
Colonel! Wounded are out of the fire zone and headed to the evac point!
Well done. Regroup and get ready. They're going to go at it again any moment now.
Yes, sir!
Okay.
What the hell are you doing out here? Get the hell out of here!
Where the fuck am I supposed to go?
What the hell, Artyom? Get out of there!
I can't fucking go. I don't see where the fuck can I go. Game crashed. Everything went to shit. Game crashed. So, turning the final fight into a grueling replaying experience. I don't get what we were. I got that we were supposed to pull back, but I couldn't. I didn't see a way to actually go where everyone else was going. Maybe the path was open only for a while. I don't know. But basically I could not continue the game anymore. The game makes backup saves from previous chapter start, so I had to start all over from a new chapter. Otherwise I couldn't continue playing anymore.
I'm not a man for speeches, but
So,
here it is. You
nice
are the
fuck you for me.
most courageous soldiers in the metro. Each of you is worth 5 reds. If you simply do the job you were trained to do, we'll win this battle. Sparta, to battle! Sparta!
So wave after wave of enemy men. We want to definitely switch the pistol. Sure. Actually, there aren't really any good options for the pistol to be switched to. So I'll keep the pistol.
Demo squad, that's enough. Get back here.
Check your gear! Shoes tied, zippers up!
Get ready, people.
I have ammunition. And people are blocking me. Can't go. Can't go there. Thinking maybe going for the machine gun. Doesn't seem to matter what we do here, so it's all very scripted. I'm not even sure do I need to kill anyone.
Are you okay? He's been knocked out. Help him get out of here.
Again, I can't play the game in the final fight. I have to be more wary of what the scripting wants me to do than actually focusing on the immediate enemy. That's what's bothering me.
Suppressive fire!
There are no time-saving bullets at this point. Okay, careful in where we need to go. Where exactly do we need to shoot first? Shoot where it's red. Now it's vulnerable. Guess it was too subtle for me to notice the first time. There's a lot of red and things like that, lights going on. Doesn't mean all that much. Right. So it's trivially easy once you know what to shoot at.
They don't have tanks.
They're falling back.
Okay, where do we need to go?
We beat them. We really did.
I need to follow the other
Don't
guys now.
fuck with Rangers.
Don't get too cocky. They're still strong.
Where are you going?
Report the situation, Sergeant.
Colonel, wounded are out of the fire zone and headed to the evac point.
Well done. Regroup and get ready. They're going to go at it again any moment now.
Right, what happens here? Follow them. Now I know. There were never any stores of food or medical supplies in D6 to speak of. Miller just didn't want to tell us that. He kept opening door after door hoping to find what he'd promised, our chance for salvation, but all he found were containers with viruses, with bacteria, spores of death. The ancestors left us a vast stockpile of tabooed weapons, nothing else. And we opened Pandora's box. Corbett knew this. He never cared about food or other supplies. Hungry people are easier to control. They always want more. We opened Pandora's box and we're going to seal it back. Or die. All of us. Do we have more extra ammunition for us? Basically, buying time such that if we're not really going to win this fight by fighting, there's too many of them. How the fuck do you deal with that? What we can do. Vulnerable to anything I do.
Well, looks like we did it. Great job, everybody.
And next wave.
The facility is rigged for demolition. I gave the order back in Polis. Now that they've lost B6, our only option is to destroy it.
Count us in, sir. What the hell? Nobody lives forever.
What the hell is this? Shit! Not again!
Armored train.
Secure the perimeter! Cover the exits! Stay alert, men!
Save your voice, Kirillov. Here, there are only dead Spartans. I feel a bit like Xerxes. What an unforgivable waste of men and resources. So many good soldiers lost. And for what? Police station? The council? Ah, well. All are cleansed by the fires of revolution. What a pleasant surprise, Colonel Miller. Or what remains of you.
Artyom, it is time.
And who might this be? Ah, the resourceful young man. Tell me, Artyom, savior of the Metro. Where are you going? Ah, stop him!
Don't be afraid. There is nothing to be afraid of now. That's how your papa defeated our enemies and saved the Metro.
Was my papa brave?
The bravest of us all, because he was never afraid to embrace the things he didn't understand.
And where did the dark ones go, Mama?
Away to a safe place. But they promised to come back.
Right. My feelings about the game are pretty much like the first one. I think this is a little bit better because it doesn't overly use the stay here and enemy swarm you type of thing. And in the first game it's always with the goddamn rats pretty much. The first game had a few highlights, but I think this, while very similar, has a better balance of the encounters. There are a few of pretty much every type, but they don't overstay their welcome this time, and there's at least an attempt to put variety of enemies there. My problem with this game is not really that it's shit, is that I'm not too big of a fan of a tunnel shooter, and this is pretty much the definition of a, well, I'd say tunnel shooter or a rail shooter. I'm not sure which one applies better, but it's way too much on the rails and scripted. And while I suppose visually it provides a much more intense experience than a typical open game, it's not that great to play through. A little bit of extra options and openness is much more satisfying to play. Here you have a very cinematic feel, but most of the time the game just takes control away from you or asks you to tap a button. That's how it is to play, instead of actually having any kind of player input or suspense there. You know you can't evade it. It's not. It's too scripted, too tight for me to get that much enjoyment out of it. It's like a Half-Life, I suppose, would be, I feel, a little bit better made. It's certainly no free-roaming game, it's more or less a tunnel version of the events too. But in Half-Life you would have an encounter, or maybe Half-Life 2 might be a more apt comparison. You have an encounter and you fight through the physics and combat rules. It's an enemy for you to defeat however you want with the tools available. Here, a headcrab attack in this version would be it automatically hits you, then there's sort of a fighting cutscene there a little bit, then you're asked to tap a button for you to pull out a knife and stab the headcrab, instead of fighting against an opponent that might leap on your head and cause you trouble. It looks more intense in how this game builds it, but it's more tedious and boring, less intense to actually play through, because you know it goes where it needs to go every time it happens. There's no way to avoid it, no way to do additional things. You didn't screw up, there's no danger there, you just need to press your button and move on. It's a worse experience in my opinion. The thing is, this is a well-made tunnel or rail shooter, as well as I could reasonably expect. So in that sense, it's a great version of the game genre, I suppose, that it represents. I just don't particularly care for the genre. This would be great weekend rental game that you never really touch after that. I think there are at least 2 end results though, because this was clearly the try to save the Dark Ones, and we had multiple times to choose other options than Mercy and things like that. So I think there's at least another end result that's available. The thing is, I'm not particularly interested in seeing it. I don't think it plays any kind of real difference in how it plays out. I'm sure plot-wise it'll make a difference. What I'm saying is it's a little bit of a different scenario on the final fight. That's it. Yeah, so overall Metro Last Light, it's a well done game in a genre I don't particularly care for. At the same time, it's a solid rental game in my book. You're a little bit bored, you want to play something over the weekend. This is sufficiently short and well enough of experience that you would probably enjoy playing it through once. But it has no long-lasting feel to it. I feel like the third game hopefully does something different. At the same time, I mean, if you've bought 2 games in this franchise already, do you really want the third one to be different, or are you expecting more of the same? Because I feel like the game designers intently are making a more of a focused, scripted experience for you, and with it basically a forking end, so you have 2 options there. I'm just saying, I'm not interested really in the third game if it's something like the first 2. I'll probably buy it if it's after a couple of years when the price has dropped and it's on sale somewhere. So I can expect to spend a weekend on it and never touch it again. But yeah, I suppose that's the problem. It's so much of the same that I sort of got my fill of it in the first game. I wouldn't say this experience has been particularly bad in the Metro Last Light. It's just, it's well made, but still not really my cup of tea, I suppose.